इतना सफर है कुछ होने में और बहुत कुछ होने में। इतना सा फर्क है एक बार सोच के छोड़ देने में और लग के कर दिखाने में। मान लेने में कि जिंदगी ऐसे ही कटेगी और सुबह 4 बजे उठ के सोचने में कि अभी तो बस शुरुआत है। किसी मैगजीन को हाथ में लेने में और उसी मैगजीन की कवर पेज पे होने में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वीआईपी सीट में और उसकी पिछली सीट में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वो जिसका मैदान ही खुला आसमान है वही कल जमीन पर तो था। पूछोगे तो बताएगा वो पंछी कि एक दायरे में सिमटने में और पूरी दुनिया को दायरा बनाने में बस इतना सा फर्क है। इतना कितना है? इतना है या इतना है? जो नापेगा वो जाने कि जहां धरती और आसमान मिलते हैं, नानकुर से दूर, अगर मगर शायद से दूर, वहां भी दोनों में फर्क बस इतना सा है। धरती और 7वें आसमान में फर्क बस इतना सा है। ये एक अंतर प्रेरणा है। ये हमारी, आपकी, हम सब की अंतर प्रेरणा है। एक कदम, एक छलांग, एक बाजी, एक गहरी सांस और एक ललकार खुली हवाओं में कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन फिजाओं के लिए, कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन ऊंचाइयों के लिए जो ऊंची तो बहुत है पर नामुमकिन भी नहीं, क्योंकि मुमकिन और नामुमकिन में बस इतना सा फर्क है। धूप छांव में फर्क बस इतना सा है। तो बस चलिए फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया के साथ ये फर्क मिटा देते हैं। फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया, 20 years of ideas.
Good afternoon, one and all. Franchise India team welcomes you to Business Opportunity of a Chai webinar series. Franchise India, a brand company which is helping international and national brands to expand their business with our pan-India offices. And we truly claim that no one sells more business than us because we have helped thousands of investors in getting the business solutions and franchise from us. We welcome each one of you to 229th edition of this webinar series. This is a digital representation of the brand which we have got for you. We do not endorse any brand. We welcome management team of Franchise India, Gaurav sir and Sonya ma'am. The flow of the webinar would be, will take you through the journey of brand, will present their business as well as franchise model, and will take all your queries in question and answer box. The brand which we are presenting for each one of you is India's first ever military style gym, Fitness Regiment, and we welcome the team of Fitness Regiment to talk about the brand. We welcome Mr. Saurabh Ghosh, who was an IT professional and enjoys 11 years of experience in corporate, along with Rashmi. Rashmi, she's a head coach at Fitness Regiment and she has a defense background. Also to mention, she's a national level gold medalist. Thank you so much, Saurabh and Rashmi, for joining in today to present your business model with each and everyone who has joined us today. Over to you, Saurabh.
Yeah, thanks, Archana. Thanks for the introduction. So I think you have briefed out the whole. So before going into the details of our brand and dream, so I'd like to mention about a few things of us, like what make us do this. So I am being in corporate and engineering background. It has a fitness enthusiasm and a fitness attachment since long. So that's where what I believe and giving back to the society and all those things comes around. We were planning for an idea of creating a better fitness arena in a bigger aspect, where we came up with the concept of fitness regiment, which has a bigger holistic approach. And now, what is fitness regiment? I would like to have Rashmi go through our presentation that we have here for you. And and before introducing our fitness regiment, I'd like to have a few words from Rashmi about you. So what do you, Rashmi, please?
Thanks, Gaurav. First of all, I would like to thank everyone for giving us this platform, especially the team of Franchisee India, and the audience who is here to for us to be able to present our brand to them. Thank you, everyone. I have basically been in the fitness industry for the past 9 years. and having a good expertise on fitness as a coach as well as management. We are here now with Fitness Regiment. I have a Fauji background, an army background. My father served in the Indian Army for 30 years, and he's the backbone of this concept. And with his help, with sort of expertise and my expertise, we are here with Fitness Regiment. And Fitness Regiment was born in on the 15th of January in 2020. So I'd like to take you guys through the whole presentation. Can I share the screen now?
Please go ahead, please, Rashmi.
Okay. All right. Okay, here are a few pictures which will give you an insight of the gym. The first picture shows how the warehouse looks like from the inside. We have a massive space, an open space of about 2,500 square feet for the military kind of trainings that we have. If you could see the height would be 30 feet. We also have a mezzanine floor where we accommodate our cardiovascular equipments. The second picture shows you how the gym looks like from the outside. We also have a flag post, and we have a ritual of hosting the flag on all patriotic occasions like the 26th of January and 15th of August. Again, we have a weight training space. We have about 2,000 square feet of weight training space, plus another 1,500 square feet of cardiovascular space. We are India's first ever military style gym, and this is the actual first military style gym in India. We don't just say it, we have points. I'll go through the points in the next slide.
To do some fillers about the whole thing, like when you say about the structure of the whole gym, so you can see it's a very warehouse raw concept. So the angle of the whole thing is to create the concept or the change the face of the fitness industry and give it to the come to the original concept of the Indian fitness, which is the Akhara model. We have to create this arena which is spacious, which is naturally ventilated, and which has all the features to create a holistic fitness. If you see around, there is a lot of space, and there is a lot of space to do all your physical fitness, which Rashmi will go through, all of the functional fitness, and when we on top of that, we have all the equipments to train you to the next level where you want to be a particular defined bodybuilding or any kind of fitness, or even in athletic participation and all those things. So the structure, what I want to say about this is just to bring back the fitness into the original concept of the Indian origin, which is the Akhara model. So yeah, over to you, Rashmi.
So here we're talking about what Fitness Regiment actually does. So Fitness Regiment, we are not a gym or we are not a fitness center as such. We are a place where we believe in, training our minds over our body first. That is our priority. So that's why we talk about holistic fitness, where the mental health and the social health and the fitness health come together, and we create a model where we just don't produce good physical fitness, but we also create a very holistic health system in people where they are socially very engaged to one another. There's a lot of member to member engagement. When we talk about mental health, we have a concept of military fitness where we push each other, one another, to a different level of our mental capacity. So when we say holistic fitness, it's everything. We just don't talk about fitness or nutrition. We talk about all aspects of health. This we're talking about here. And like it said, it's not a gym, it's a mission. So we want to inculcate this idea of fitness in all individuals in India, and this is our goal. Very we want to grow this way, and we want to change the face of fitness industry in India, and this goes for all the people in this community. where we just not go to a gym, pick up a dumbbell, do a dumbbell curl and go back. We don't like to work in isolation. We like to work in teams, and that is why we have a lot of team building activities, cultural activities in the gym, and fitness just becomes a daily part of everybody's life this way. So do you want to add any point here?
No, it's sort of like just to put some pointers about the mental limits we're talking about. Like, it's not the philosophy of what you're saying. Now, here the concept of military fitness. When you say military fitness, we have ustads. So Rashmi will explain about how the hiring process goes on with our ustads and who are the ex-servicemen that we recruit. So the reason behind this, we can say a lot of things. There are a lot of motivations of going to the physical fitness, needs the mental health fixation and all those things. But how to do that? Like, we do it through the discipline. And the best discipline one can think about is the army. So we are cultivating the concept of military fitness. Means we are hiring ex-professionals, ex-army professionals who have served as a trainers in the army. And they are in cultivating the same concept among the civilians in a moderate to higher level that has different levels of training and all. And the best induction is happening through the discipline and through the engagement, through the military fitness model. So our model is military fitness, means we are cultivating discipline and we are cultivating a lifestyle. So, and then it's on the go once we cultivate that. So mental limits is all about pushing the next day, and we do it in a very good way. We have punishment models, we have monthly models of battery test and all those things which Rashmi will explain about. But the mental fitness, Rashmi, can you go to the next slide, I think? Yeah, so you can see this particular thing. There's a cultivation of all things, the social, the physical, and the mental. Mental is through discipline. The physical activities is always there. And the social is all about the creating the more team building activities. And that's all when you see an ustad and when you see an army training, an army trainer is capable of training thousands, not thousand, like around hundreds, like a commander is commanding 500 of a battalion. So in that way, we're creating a social atmosphere. We'll get to the pictures to detail about that. But this is the whole concept of military holistic well-being, inducing the military concept into the holistic well-being of the society. And there are results we are getting. We'll come to the numbers after that. So Rashmi, yeah, please.
So here we're talking about the USP. Our unique selling point here is the ustad. So in the armed forces, we call an instructor who's training the soldiers for physical fitness. We call them ustads. So we just don't talk about army training or military training. We actually have real trainers on board, and the head coach for our present branch, Mr. Deepak Falke, he has served about 19 years in the Indian Army, training the soldiers. And he has also been a part of the UN peacekeeping forces in Sudan, and he represented India so for a year. So we are looking at looking at the concept with lead by example. So unless and until we have people or we have a team where when we talk about discipline, we can't try and impart it to others. So the whole idea about ex-servicemen being a part of the team is to show what kind of harsh training, mental and physical training that they go through, and at this juncture of their life they're still so fit mentally and physically that so for example, Mr. Deepak Falke, he's 41 years old, and he has the fitness of of an 18-year-old athlete. So what you do right now in your life is going to reflect when you're, say, about 40 or 50. So this is the kind of lead by example training module we're looking at when it comes to fitness regimen. And then again, another point that we're looking at is a giant warehouse structure. Okay, so we have a space of about 7,500 functional area. Okay, and the height of the warehouse is 30 feet. We want to give people a very open area. And the main thing about this warehouse is we do not have ACs, air conditioners. We are naturally ventilated. We have a ventilation system. We have louvers. We have industrial fans. And why we wanted to do this is because we wanted to create a very natural environment for people to work out. I mean, it's ideally not good to work out in air conditioned areas. or spaces. So, the whole raw and the whole natural organic way to train is this way. When, whatever the temperature is right now, whatever the climatic condition, you train yourself in that. And that is what our soldiers do. They do not train, they do not have physical activities in closed air conditioned spaces. They train outdoors in harsh conditions. This is what we're trying to give people, this platform where you just come and aim for that kind of fitness what our soldiers have right now.
Exactly. Like Rashmi is talking about the technical part, like Indian environment is not built to have an AC to work out. But and on top of that, when we talked about giving the mental exposure, like जब भी एक warehouse के अंदर आते हैं, so the aura and the vibe we create, like we have the responses, like they love to come back again. So that's where the akhara thing, which was telling about in the first slide, we have tried to create, and everybody loves to come back. That's what we get. So yeah, Rashmi, please go ahead.
So here we have a comparison analysis of our competitors and what we provide. What all facilities do we provide? First of all, it's military training. So when we're speaking about military training, we have a lot of other gyms who have these batches of military training. But we are not just talking about just one batch in a week or in a month, where military kind of trainings happen. So the whole concept is that we actually have an ustad who trains the military way. So the exercises may be the same. We have functional fitness, we have body weight exercises, but the art of training differs. The kind of push you get from an ustad, and the kind of never give up attitude or never leave a man behind attitude of the Indian Armed Forces, we try to inculcate this in our batches, military batches. Earlier we used to have about before COVID we used to have about 6 batches in a day of military training, but obviously due to COVID and due to all the restrictions and everything, we have 2 batches going on right now. We've reduced the numbers. Second is warehouse. You'll not see a concept like this. We have a lot of warehouse gyms in India, but they're not technically warehouses because they are, they have air conditions or they have very small spaces. When you're talking about a warehouse, when you enter the warehouse, you need to see a huge or a humongous space. That is what we provide. Then again, like we spoke earlier, we are naturally ventilated. We do not have air conditions. We have a good ventilation system on both sides. We have exhausts and we have an insulation sheet in our warehouse. So that kind of mostly absorbs all the heat that comes in the afternoon mostly. Ex-army coaches. So we have this person. So we are planning to have, or we will be having one ustad every branch whenever we grow. And taking care of the whole military aspect, that will be his or her department. Second, we are focusing on domestic equipments because see, at the end of the day, all equipments are the same, all dumbbells are the same, the weight is the same. We are focusing more on domestic equipments first to motivate more and more Indian equipment brands to come forward. Secondly, they are lower when it comes to cost. Secondly, now that Mr. Modi has come up with vocal for local, we just added this point. Third thing, weight training. Mostly all gyms have weight training unless they're a functional studio or something. We also, this is our USP again, outdoor training. So we have weekly about 3 batches where we do outdoor training. We take people for hiking, we do outdoor drills, we do sprints, we do rollings that you must have seen in the Indian Army when you have punishments. So outdoor training is something people really are interested in. We have monthly fitness tests according to Indian Army standards. These are battery tests. So you have to, finish one particular drill in that amount of time. And we have these sheets for follow-up so people know their progress. Second, we have boxing. Boxing, again, we have a few other gyms have boxing. We have a national boxer on board with us, Ms. Kalyani Dhawan. We have powerlifting. We have powerlifting coaches as well. Athletic conditioning. So we are very, I myself am from a sports background. It's very important to train your body with agility and with balance. So it's very important to have athletic conditioning or mobility before you step into any kind of fitness regime. Again, cultural and social activities, we focus a lot on cultural and social activities because that's one thing that keeps you motivating. Like when I say a soldier, for example, is training himself 4 to 5 hours every day, and then he's going in for classroom training when it comes to academies and when they're commissioned. So but what keeps them motivated? These team building, cultural and social activities. That is why we have a lot of cultural and social activities where team building exercises happen, not just physically but also mentally. We focus a lot on cultural and social activities because the most important part in a service industry is member to member engagement, and we focus a lot on that.
And to add this point, sorry to interrupt you, Rashmi,
Yeah.
this particular cultural and social activities, yeah, I understand every service industry do this, but we're a bit different on this particular aspect. We believe in cultural and social activities, but not in the traditional way. We do it in a very army way, like how to build a team activity. Like when a Fauji is going in the war front, they never stand for them. They stand for the country, then for the team, then for them. Like that's how we build it, and that's where we do them some team drills and team activities. Now that is a very demo thing. Like unless and until you see it, you don't understand it. Like you means I have to pull my team member to be successful. So that kind of engaging activities we promote, and we do it weekly, and that's how we create big groups and big community. So that's the angle of cultural activity I just want to add on. So yeah, Rashmi, over to you.
And the second last point is national and international athletes. So when we talk about fitness and the fitness industry, most of us have seen, if we've gone to gyms, we've seen, people, the team, they don't come in this industry by choice, first of all. And that is a very sad thing. I mean, we would want really people to come here by choice, willingly, and have a sports background. That's very important because the qualities of a sportsman, like a team building thing, encouraging each other, since childhood you've been into sports, and the kind of exposure you've gotten when you meet other athletes. So it is very important for us to have national and international, it could be state level, as long as they're athletes or from the sports background. So that is one criteria that we have. You have to have a sports background. Again, then the last, not very important, but again important, cardio machines. We also have, so there are a lot of functional fitness studios or gyms, they focus too much on functional fitness, but they do not have cardiovascular machines. Okay, but we kind of want to give the feel of all aspects of fitness, whether it is cardio machines, whether it is weight training, functional training, military training, agility. We want to cater to all kinds of people. So do you want to add any other point here?
No, you can go to the next slide. Yeah.
Okay, so here is again a financial comparison of our competitors. The investment with Fitness Regiment would be a very competitive one, the one at a lower side. Though we have to build a structure of the warehouse, still the investment value is about 1 to 1.5 crores. You could go down to 1 or 1.5 crores, but nothing lesser or more. When we're looking at an area of about 7,000 to 10,000 square feet area. The best part here is because we are a military fitness gym, we do not need fancy lights. First of all, we do not need interior. We just need bright, high bay lights. That's what we call it, and we don't have to spend much on the interior. So the interior, so the investment cost is about 1 to 1.5 cr. The rental, again, because the rental here, with Fitness Regiment is the lowest in the industry, because we are paying the rent of the land, the lease rent. So considering the land rents, obviously the land rent is obviously lesser than a commercial space of about, say, 7,000 square feet. Electricity, again, we do not have much, we do not have to spend much on electricity because we don't have air conditions. So the present, I mean, I'd like to share this because it's, I mean, people laugh at it, but the presently we're paying a bill of about 500 rupees per month on electricity. So I mean, we've still written 10K. It could be different for different locations. So on a higher side, we've written 10K. Salaries is 1.5 again. Why? Because it's again on a lower side, because the USP, the concept that we're trying to sell here is military. And the kind of open space that we have, 80% of the people who walk in at one time are doing the military badges. So, and for that, we need just one ustad, and who's so efficient. Obviously, he's from the army background. His efficiency counts, and he can accommodate up over 50 people in one batch, and he can take care of them all together very well. So, total running costs comes about 3.5, is the lowest in the industry. If you're comparing it to our competitors, that is Gold's, Multifit, Nitro, Anytime Fitness, obviously everybody has a different concept to sell. But this kind of concept where we say selling, holistic fitness, and we're catering to all kinds of crowds, whether all kind of crowd, whether they're or all age groups. So the running cost comes down to 3.5 lakhs, and that is, again, when it comes from a business point of view, that's the best you can expect as an investor.
And to add on, this is the maximized one. Like the rental is a very localization, and like when you pay land rent, it's a very gunta specific, or the whatever the local terminology, and max can go to 1 lakh. So basically, that's the survey we have. Like we can get a land out of 30,000 or 50,000, and if the investor is having his own land, then the total use case is different. The running costs come down like anything. So yeah, Rashmi.
So market growth, I mean, we don't need to talk much about it. And we've seen about 35 to 40% growth when it comes to fitness, the fitness industry. People are becoming more and more aware. The best part right now, the best time right now is, this whole pandemic time. Uh, Unfortunately or fortunately, I don't know, but COVID-19 has done a beautiful marketing for the fitness industry, health and fitness industry. And people are more and more aware of, what they need to do when it comes to fitness or health. There are people who walk in. I'm talking from the, on behalf of the whole community of fitness industry. There have been people who've never thought of joining a gym or doing any kind of physical activity. They are walking, and the majority of those, and they're the majority. So the kind of marketing COVID-19 has done for the health or well-being industry is enormous, and it's only going to grow from here. Saurabh, do you want to add any other point here?
To add up your point, basically 35% is a deduction what we studied when we started this project. So it's like a curve which is getting a bit of exponential push. But what Rashmi said, we are seeing the consequences. The people are coming for inquiries who have never touched a gym or something like that. And I think it's very on in social media and across any media around us. So it's the right time, and we are seeing in a very opportunistic opportunity to put the things in the fitness, and the results are the obvious part. So that's what, like, it's a very self-explaining part. So yeah, Rashmi, you can go ahead.
So this is an overview about us. We came up with this concept. I came here as a head coach and co-founder. And I mean, we've already covered this point, but I've been a national gold medalist in 100 meters sprint under 17. I come from a Fauji background. I've seen the Fauji life throughout, and it's a beautiful life. I mean, yes, when it comes to discipline and everything, our parents are, really strict about it. But then again, we are trying to inculcate. I mean, I see the results now. I mean, what we've gone through as kids, I see the results now, the kind of discipline, and this kind of discipline helps you in every aspect of your life, social, work, and your daily life, from making your bed to, working out, everything. So, this is very military style concept, and I'm pushing on military because that's the best kind of discipline you can have. I mean, example, as an example. Saurav, you want to talk about yourself here?
Not much. It's a mutual respect. So basically, yeah, being an IT and corporate, I have worked around like in abroad, US and other countries. So fitness is a part of me, and it's not about like I believe that is a lifestyle and it's a part of life. It's not a luxury; it's a necessity. And what I believe I want to spread. That's all, and that's how we met and came up with this project. And we want to tie it up with a very Indian original concept. And I keep on saying that Indian akhara, akhara, because I believe it, we believed it, and the result is a fitness regimen. So yeah, I think this will be more interactive when you go ahead. So let's go to the next slide.
Okay, so here we are talking about the franchising opportunity. So again, like we're talking about the market here, this is the best time to invest in the fitness industry. Post COVID, like I said, the kind of approach that people have had towards fitness has totally changed their mindset. And it's again like when we say now when we talk about fitness regimen, why we call it a recession resilient market? Because of the running cost. I mean, there are brands and there are gyms or a lot of other businesses who have not been able to survive in the first place, and some are still struggling to survive or even break even. And but because of our structure, our business model, we've been able to successfully survive, and we are even doing profits post COVID. And I'm not just talking about the January sales that we talk about in fitness industry, even before that. So because of low running cost, I think this is the best business opportunity. You break even faster, better ROI. Second, secondly, when we talk about franchising fitness regimen, we are talking about end-to-end support here, from setting up, from hiring, from management to sales and post-sales servicing. We are going to be there with you all the way. So we are not looking at a model where we just set it up and give it to you and hand it over to you, and uh, what do you call it, take the royalty. No, we are also looking at management, and that is a mandatory thing when it comes to fitness regimen. We want to give out managements. We want to work as a team with the investor as well. uh, Again, we're very transparent with our businesses. We have a beautiful legal team, a beautiful marketing team, and Saurav and I both believe in this, mutual thing where we have a very positive environment. We all grow together, and I think this sums up the whole thing when it comes to why you should invest in fitness regimen, and what are the what do you call what is the kind of support that you're going to get after setting up fitness regimen, a branch of fitness regimen. So the area required for setting up a branch of FR is about 7,000. Sorry, there's a mistake here. It's 7,000 to 10,000 square feet area. We're looking at a total investment of up to 1.5 CR. It could be lesser. Totally depends on the location. Franchisee fee, 10 lakhs. Management fee plus royalties is 15%. Now here I would like to break up. We are charging 7.5% for ad royalty and 7.5% as the management fee. Payback period is about 18 months to 2 years. We've given a higher side on this one. So so when we're talking about the financials here, we are talking about 1,000 members in 2 years, where we'll be able to break even. And we are on that path. We are on that chart right now. So do you want to add anything here?
No, I'm good basically. So let us go to the next slide. Why should we be? If you want a franchise, it should be fitness regimen. So yeah, let's go this.
Okay. All right. Again, we're summing up all the points. Low investment, high revenue model. We are investing about 1.5 CR, and if you have a land of your own, the space is yours, even after the lease period is over, or the agreement period is over. Lowest running cost in the industry. We've seen gyms. I've worked with gyms that are paying about 5 to 6 lakhs or 7 lakhs or more only as rent. but and again salaries, because and there's a misconception in the industry to overstaff a gym. I mean, there's a lot of overstaffing that is going on. This is what I feel is wrong. We shouldn't be doing that, and that is only going to, from a business point of view or revenue point of view, it's only going to upgrade your increase your cost. A new and unique warehouse concept with the military training, which is first time in India. You will be able to get trained by an ex-army. Job opportunity, this has a very social and giving back to the society job opportunity for ex-servicemen of the Indian Armed Forces. So I have seen people, I've come across people or ex-servicemen who are, who have kind of sacrificed all their lives, for the nation, or they've not gotten time for their families, and after retirement they're struggling to get a job. And I'm not talking about officers here, they too, but I'm talking about the non-commissioned officers, and we want to create a platform where they can apply and have a job opportunity when it comes to instructor or training, physical and mental training. So I would like to take this opportunity to call out to all ex-servicemen who are struggling to get a job and who end up having jobs as security guards. I mean, the kind of the talent or the skills that they have, they can explore more. Management and full-time support provided end to end. I mean, the investor does not have to get into daily struggles of sale kyun nahi ho raha hai, why is this happening. There'll be full management support from our side, and we'll be on call every time. We'll have a team, like when we expand, we'll have a zone wise team and a head of that particular zone who is also going to be an ex-serviceman. Structured and well-defined operations. So we have a very nice hierarchical system. So the ex-serviceman, the ustad that we call him or her, is going to be the manager as well. He has the skills and expertise to do that, because in the Indian Army we're trained to be a leader, as simple as that. So they have the leadership qualities, and then there'll be a sales team which will which is going to be supporting the sales and member engagement part. And then we again have the trainers team, where we are hiring only sports people from the sports background, with obviously the support of certificates when it comes to fitness. All legal aspects and all the legal support will be covered by us. Saurav, again.
Yep, these are the points almost you have covered. Look, so like I want to highlight a bit of the job opportunity for ex-servicemen, like which is a very emotional part for both of us, and like it's a very sad situation, like we have seen through, because we are to create this gym also, to create this arena also. We are tied up with AIPT, or Administrator of Physical Training, as well as we are in touch with a lot of social organizations who provide job for the non-commissioned officers, and we are in constant touch. We have a good database of the CVs of this servicemen who are looking for a job and just end up landing on a security guard or something like that. Like this, there's nothing degrading about a particular job, but we want to create this platform where they can serve what they have served and give back to the humanity or society. So when it comes to why should you invest in Fitness Regiment? Being an investor, if I'm interested in some giving back to the society, and if it is the channel of fitness, I think Fitness Regiment is the way, or is the channel. I don't think there is any other option better than this, where you give back with you what you have and create them. And obviously the money part comes as a byproduct when it comes to the business aspect, because we are seeing results. So yeah, I think, and the legal aspects of what you said, like we have a good CA team and everything is getting covered, and we are doing it with papers and everything. So things are covered from our end. It's all about believing, and we do believe, and we want to make the pan India believe this thing. That's how we create it. Rishmi, can I go to the next slide? So this are some pictures. So basically, these are some insights of the gym what Rishmi has told about throughout this. So you can see the arena where we have all the machines and the equipments. It's a very open model, and all the dumbbells, and the pictures are self-explanatory. For the next slide, Rishmi, please. Yep. So this is the open space which are getting used for the training which is getting done by the Ustad or the military personnel, where we are actually cultivating the concept of functional training with the military discipline and developing an agile and as well as a holistic fitness. After that, it's at the next level. Like that, you will get once this area is particularly 2,500 square feet, where we can accommodate around 50 to 60 members with a good space, social distancing, with the new term social distancing, but anything can be accommodated, where we cultivate the concept of fitness in your mind, and then rest is yours. You can use any kind of dumbbells or barbells or any kind of instruments to go to the next level, or even the arena for any kind of calisthenic functioning. And if you see that particular picture there in the second row, first column, that is a wall bar. So wall bar is a typical instrument that is getting only used in the army platform. Like we even mended it through an army vendor, where there are kind of hundreds of stretches and hundreds of workouts can be done on a particular structure. So this is very unique. And if you see the gentleman we talked about him, so he used that more than and a person uses a particular machine to build it. So that is one of the USP we're tearing out of inside the gym. So Rashmi, can go to the next picture.
Yeah.
You can see the batches, how it is getting worked, and there are some good pictures. The second row, last column picture, that is a glimpse of the outdoor training, where we cultivate the concept of, let's not restrict ourselves into an arena. We create a number of workouts, styles and methods just to use the available platform. Like you can see that the footpath is getting used to do kind of plyometric drills. So this is an aspect what you cultivate it. And to be very frank, the turnovers or the people come for these outdoor batches, it's like we get audiences from the roads to what is going on, like some kind of kuch morcha nikla hai aise type ka. So that's the whole thing. For the next slide, please. Yeah. Some more glimpses of the drills that we practice, and it's stretcher, it's yogas, and the last picture is also something new. Like this is a session that we conducted regarding self-defense, which is very important. Like, if you ask me personally, what is fitness? I believe in fitness. When I'm in a situation, I should be able to run that much kilometer where my attacker cannot run. So that kind of fitness is something what we cultivate. Like self-defense, you can lift a dumbbell, we can lift a lot of weights and all. But if you're not able to protect yourself and from any adverse situation, then the fitness is not complete. So self-defense is a part of a program. We have a dedicated team. We do in a freelancing model. So to cultivate self-defense and what are the things you can do. So you can see a session going on self-defense on the last picture. So yep, these are some kind of ideas we cultivate. And these are all coming from like I'm saying this again and again, we want to recultivate the concept of Indian originality of workout. Like when you go to Akhara, these things are getting taught, and we want to bring this back and give back to the society. Like, to be very frank, we want to change the face of the fitness industry that is coming from somewhere. Now we want to create something which will go from here. Let me, do you have any more pictures? Or like...
Yeah, I'd like to just add one point here. When Saurav said that we want to change the face of fitness in India. So we are also talking about, people are, getting too much dependent on technology. I mean, an app will define how their day goes. We want people to come out of that, zone and have a member to member or a social connect, a personal connect with people, meet people outside. You don't need technology to define your health. Simple as that. We've kept it very organic, very raw. We have a very beautiful team to team and member to member engagement policy, and I think it's working beautifully because we also are there. Another reason why we have this kind of open space is because people are so they're so busy in their office life, especially in COVID. They're just surrounded by four walls, and they don't have any open space. This open space combined with our outdoor training activities, I think it gives a very fresh aspect to their to the start of their day. I'm going to change the slide.
Yeah, I think there are some few more pictures. Yeah, I think this should be the last one before we accept the questions.
So this is Mr. Deepak Falke, and if you see, the T-shirt says "Tagra Raho." So that is our tagline. Now, Tagra Raho, Tagra I mean, they've used R in Tagda. That actually means Tagda Raho in Hindi. So Tagda is a very, it has an Eastern accent, Northeastern accent. So where people say Tagda instead of Tagda. So now where did this come from? During Indochina War. So one of the commanders, so he had to motivate his people, his men, he used to ask them, Tagda hai? So when I mean आगे से वो लोग बोलते थे कि his men used to say हाँ साहब है. So then he used to say तगड़ा रहो. And this tagline also comes from Assam Regiment where my father served for 30 years. He's from 8 Assam Regiment, and this was their tagline. So today also when I meet my uncles or my friends from the army, we greet each other like this. So in the gym also we've cultivated this whole concept of greeting. We don't say good morning, hello, hi. No, we say tagda raho. So this is a very beautiful thing that we've, adapted. Yeah. So this is the last slide. Again, it's the same thing that we've covered. Just a overview. Area required 7,000 to 10,000 square feet of open space, a land that we're talking about. Investment is up to 1.5 CR. Franchisee fee 10 lakhs. Management and ongoing royalty together is 15% of the net revenue. And payback period would be 2 years, up to 2 years. So,
yeah, we are good up to this point. Now we are open to questions.
yes.
Thank you, Rashmi. Thank you, Saurabh, for a lovely presentation. And I think congratulations to both of you to really not only just follow the conventional, but actually go out and follow what you believe. And although all the great businesses are born from belief system, not just following the structure. But now going into because it's a business seminar, I will try to give a little bit of a business logic, what you have exceptionally done, and you have solved a problem. Because another thing which is very important, whenever you solve a problem, you really build successful businesses and create answers for that. I think the biggest problem in the entire fitness space, and I'm saying the big box gym space in India, has been the high cost of operations. That's why it took a lot of years for even the companies like Gold Gym to not be able to penetrate. While India is a very large market, but if you see the gym penetration in India is probably the lowest in the world. Now, why this is lowest? There are reasons to it. Because when the big boxes have to be opened up, if you see what Gold would do in US, Gold would go to a place, build their own center, 10,000, 15, 20,000 square feet centers, because they want to accommodate a lot of members. And the rentals would be so very cheap for them, even in US. But when it comes to India, they have to go to these fancy commercial buildings, take 7, 10,000 square feet, which becomes extremely expensive, sometimes in different levels they have to go through. And the rentals are what Rashmi has shared would run from say 5 lakh rupees to 20 lakh rupees, depending on where they are. So all the gyms which run in India run on a 40%, this mathematics, which is 40% towards occupancy cost. They would pay 15% towards their human resource, which is their trainers, because personal training is big there. They would pay another 15% as royalties. They would pay 10% as utilities, especially electricity, and all this would become very high for you. So you're left with only 15-20%. And in that, if the franchisee has to pay marketing and other things, he's left with nothing. The problem Rashmi and Saurav has solved is that they have taken the two big components, which is the 40% and the 15% of HR. Collectively would be 55%. In their business model, this would reduce to say 15% for occupancy and another 10% for your manpower, while she has taken even lower number. But I'm saying, so you clearly save a very big number. Anything upward of 25 to 30% is saved on that. And that becomes your profitability. So the business model really becomes extremely attractive when you look at from that. And this then also can become scalable. Now, what is another big problem is that because these gyms are spending a lot of capex and they have a higher opex to run that, they go and have to charge a higher fee, membership fee. In this model, you are able to give great experience, or what I call differentiated experience, which is also creates its own audience, which people who believe in the same kind of training. You are able to give a phenomenal amount of training, which is very structured. and a holistic training, which is not only your physical health but also about mental health and your other fitness regimes and discipline. And also you're able to give value, which means that people are able to find affordable to spend that. If you are able to build these three things, and this is one thing which everybody is trying to crack, how can you give a valuable, right value fitness to people, and then you have huge amount of audience available there, especially for young. If you're an employee which is working in a company for say 35,000 rupees, you would not be able to afford to pay 4 5,000 rupees a month for fitness. If you are able to bring in, and especially markets like Pune, which is a very large IT market, and a lot of young people work in IT and other places, they all want to follow, and most of them would not follow it because they cannot afford it. Affordability becomes a problem, or otherwise they have to go to gyms which are normally in your basements and places like there, which has no experience, because they are, to me, just a been designed to fulfill this entire thing, and they would have to end up there where they, because they don't get experience, their stickiness to those gyms are not there. They would take a membership 1 month, they would try to go, and after that they would not go. They would not like to return because it doesn't give you that experience. So the big problem they have really solved is that, one, they have created a something which can deliver great value, great experience, and a very structured training. So let me start with the first question, Rashmi, and congratulations to you. I think your father would be very proud what you're doing, and also keeping the legacy going. And you yourself is accomplished athlete, becoming a gold medalist yourself in the national games is a big achievement. And I congratulate you for what you've done and what you've thought over. And it is also maybe the belief on everybody who invested with you, because to put this out there, it would be a challenge because you're just trying to break the monotony. So give us a breakup of this 1.5 lakhs. That's my first question. How much goes in the infrastructure? Because I want to really highlight a few things to our audience, because they need to see a business sense out of it. Because to me, it's a phenomenal business idea. While there is a merit in what you're doing in the fitness space, but I see a very big merit in the business idea, because you just take a land, and land can be either owned by somebody or can rent it out. And this structure doesn't come in a concrete structure, so it's a temporary structure. And I think it doesn't need any kind of approvals. You can just build that structure on that, obviously, and then you can run the operation. So what is the cost of putting this whole structure in place? And give us a breakup of all the investment which goes into the putting of one center.
Okay. Saurabh, would you?
I can pull up.
Okay.
So guys, you can see my screen, right?
Yep, we can see.
Perfect. So this, sorry. So this is a bit of the breakup. So what the financial facts we're showing up here is what we have done for our gym. Like it's an arena of 7,000 square feet, what we'll talk about. So the setup cost, here you get the deposit, the figures over here. So we have the deposit of the land to start with, which is around 3 lakhs for our space. And then particular pointers where we have the interior fees and the equipments and the franchise fee. So that is not coming over here, but the building setup and the instrument, as well as, just a minute, I'm not getting a view of this page. Okay, so the gym equipment, the building setup, and the whole thing means the setup of the building will take around with the basement as well as the upper one as the fabrication, it will be covered up in between 60 to 70 lakhs, and then 60 lakh is our cost. I'm just putting up an inflation rate of 70, so 60 plus the 40%, the remaining 30 lakhs is on the equipments, and then the interior and the marketing and the running of that whole pre-sale structure is getting covered up in another 20 lakhs. So this is, I'm just giving a brief overview, like everything is in our head and I can explain it every bit.
That's what I wanted to hear, that this is, if you see the breakup of 1.4 crores, 75 lakh rupees is going into creating the fixed structure.
Fixed structure, 75 max.
And that's what I'm saying. You have to really see the business into two parts. One is this 75 lakh rupees which you're putting,
Yep.
which will give you yield over next 5 years on your rental reduction. Say if you were taking the same space somewhere else, you would be paying a very large money for rentals. But because you build this 75 lakh rupees, your rental drastically go down. It pays, the structure pays for itself. You are able to do that. And you can do a long lease also on the land. Some lands are not allowed to do constructions. So there are a lot of land parcels available in any community, and good places you will get which are lands available. This can be leased by private enterprise. You can even lease with some institutions. Institutions lease this land. Sometimes the big college is there, and you go to a college and say, we would like to set up, and you can allow us to use the entire thing. Sometimes they lease it. So a lot of other lands are available like this in everywhere, where you can lease for a longer period. And once you put this structure, and imagine over 5 to 10 years, if the same structure you're going to use it, how much saving you're going to do on your rentals. That's a phenomenal payback. When the other capex, which is there, which is only 55 lakh rupees for equipment and 10 lakh rupees of franchise fees, that comes from your returns on what you do from your day-to-day running. So it's when you compare, when Rashmi was comparing, she was comparing the total cost versus the total cost which is done. But technically, they only spend about 60 odd lakh rupees on interior and the gym equipment which comes in.
60 is the lower side. Basically, a good interior of a very, very standard gym goes to a once year. Like that's what our experience is.
Correct.
So
my next
application and PCC and some civil work.
Yeah, my next question is that this is a very attractive model, especially for people who own their land and they want to shift this into making it nice arena. And you can also create, while Rashmi has not done that, but there is a provision to create even some, if you have bigger land, you can even create other outdoor capabilities like sports and other activities also integrated. So you want to do say a tennis court or any other regime. It's a very club kind of a structure you can create.
And to be very frank, we have this in mind, like it's a short of time or maybe this discussion goes long. Like we are in the process of like acquiring a land just beside our gym, which is a flat, and we are just creating a circuit out of there. So create the circuit training of the concept of military army, as well as the land of renting out and stuff, like what you were saying. So we are into this process, what he was just exactly saying.
Absolutely. And then it becomes a complete club structure. And there you get the whole experience can be given, and people can choose different activities in different days, and they can also find this interesting. So my next question is, what is the membership you are charging today? And another question which is asked by one of our senior consultant is that if somebody already has some industrial structure, would you be open to also convert that? Then you save a lot of capex, and you can only start in say about 65 odd lakh rupees. The gym, say there is an industrial structure already been done, and what is the criteria you would like to do that? And also I would like to add the Pune, Bangalore, places where their weather conditions are very, very good. This becomes even more interesting. I would say this is like a market like Pune or other places, everywhere you can do where you have better weather conditions. This can be a very, very good opportunity.
Yes. To add up on this particular fact, Tier 1 city which we are looking for. And when you talk about the cities, we have considered that fact that the weather should be good because we are using the natural ventilation. But we have talked with our engineers and architects, like how to design in a hot climate or a humid climate. So there are categories of industrial fans which will do the natural convection principle of pulling because of the height we are using. So there can be natural convection we do, and all the humidity will go out through the exhaust, and there is a pulling of fan. So this architecture can be accommodated with this few extra fans and some pullers and exhaust in a city which has a more hot and humid climate. So that is not an exact barrier, I will say. So we can go to all Tier 1 cities across the country. And coming to your next point, if we have a warehouse, can we use that? Definitely yes. Even before building up this whole warehouse, initially we started with that model only. Let's get a warehouse, but we never ended up in a good location and fulfilling our whole thing, so that it's in the place where it creates the whole vibe and an environment. But definitely a warehouse with a very symmetric structure can be convertible any day, anytime. Rashmi, do you have to anything?
So yeah, like sort of said, we are open to individuals who have their own warehouse structures, and there's a ready-made warehouse structures. Obviously, some changes would have to be done according to the whole setup of the gym, because we need more and more open area, and we do not. Most importantly, we do not want pillars in between. Like most gyms, we see that becomes a very it's not very eye catchy in the first place, and this kind of it creates a barrier in your head as well. So we need an open space without any pillars in between. I'd like to go to your first question, that was your membership. So the membership cost here, we are running on a basic structure which most gyms here are doing, that is 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, and 12 months. So 1 month we are selling at 2,500 plus taxes. 3 months we are selling at 6,000 plus taxes. 6 months we are selling at 9,000 in taxes, and 1 year we are selling at 12,000 plus taxes. Very competitive rates, and obviously we have offers going on whenever we have an occasion. Like now is the New Year thing going on. We have offers for that. Right now we're running an annual membership at 9999 plus taxes. So that's the standard. I think everybody is going through with the same thing. But then also again, now we have to cater to different locations with a different approach. So right now we are in the center of the IT hub of Pune, Hinjewadi. So we are located in between all the major companies, Infosys, Tech Mahindra, TCS. So we have a very rotating crowd here. So we have people who just come here for a project, say for a month or 3 months, and then they go back. So we have a very rotating crowd. So that is why we have also created a structure, and we are very flexible on giving out a 2 month membership or a 5 month membership or a 7 month membership. It totally, we have created that structure, but again, to keep the standards intact, we obviously promote 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, and 12 months. So this is our membership structure.
And
Sure.
it's in the lower range only, like charging 10,000 bucks in for an annual fee. Like, you understand how the thing
And
is.
we don't want to hike the rates, honestly, and we want to cater to everyone. So we have people who are security guards at these what do you call these
IT hubs.
offices, companies, and they come here work out. And first thing they're like, हमें पुलिस में भर्ती होना है, हमें membership चाहिए. So and they're very comfortable with these rates. And we want, but yeah, obviously we have a lot of women coming here, we have a lot of IT professionals coming here. हमारा एक ही है, we are not we don't really kind of create ki the consumer is the god. No, obviously, but then you have to come with some kind of discipline, and discipline for us is very important, where there are times we are yelling at our members and they take it in a very positive way, is the approach. And when we talk about the ustad, Mr. Deepak Falke, everybody looks up to him, and we want to change the whole approach when it comes to how people look at trainers in India. So they're treated like servants. I've been a trainer, I started from scratch, I started from a floor trainer. So how people have this very different racist mindset about trainers, that needs to be changed, and that will only be when we ourselves are at that position. You have to improvise on your certifications, on your knowledge, on your what do you call it, on your behavior, your communication skills, personality development, all everything goes in place. What you are expecting from people, you have to give that. It's as simple as that. That's why when we talk about memberships, we are open to everyone. We welcome everyone.
Very good. It should be inclusive, and it should always invite everybody. And while you can create different programs for different target groups, children can come for a different target group. There's a big thing going on children getting into a little bit of a military training, especially now, because most of them don't go out and they are not having any physical activity. So this can be a big program. So you can do a summer program for them or some other programs. So you can create different time periods to find their comfort to really come in. So now I would like to invite Sonya to her comments and also take some questions from the audience, please.
Thank you so much, Rashmi and Saurabh. I've been hearing all what you've been saying, and I would also add the armed forces have been long seen as the epitome of fitness, and you've made it very inclusive in terms of the pricing and also integrated the culture solutions and experience to include all the activities, drills, lifts, crawls, runs, all the programs which I was seeing that you've been doing, and even analytical thinking, and which is typically not a part of a conventional gym program. And I like what you mentioned at the end, which was Tagre Raho. That's a regimental salutation, which is very unique to the Indian Army, which reflects the culture that you want to integrate in the center. So I'll take some of the questions which I was seeing from the audience, and I do see some of these have been answered. But Rashmi talked about 1,000 member in a period of 2 years. So typically, how long does it take for maybe a center to reach an optimum level? So 2,000 is what you think would take 2 years. But what should be maybe the first 6 months or the first 6 years look like? And when should you think the center, the outlet should at least start, operationally breaking even, because you would take the entire money as an advance, which is 3 months, 6 months, or annual. So how does it work? And at least how many memberships should we target in the initial, say, 3 months and 6 months time for a center?
So ideally, we should be targeting about 500 to 600 members in the first 6 months. That should be an ideal time. With the kind of memberships we have, the kind of concept, it's a very fresh and unique concept. We should be targeting about 500, 600. I'm not just saying it, we've done that. And when the payback time you're talking about, it should not go on for more than 2 years. Definitely, we are looking at a lesser period of time. 2 years should be the maximum when it comes to breaking even. And 1 year, you could see a number of, 1,000 memberships in total. So yeah, looking at the figures and the running costs and everything, I think we should be able to break even in 2 years. Less than
Yes, is the maximum, I would say. Like 1,000 members in a year is like an average we're saying. Like this is not just we're extrapolating anything. This is an experience from the fitness industry that we are carrying, as well as the sales we had. Like to be very frank, in the lowest month of the, like we are operational from September. Like we have months where we have from September till this date, we have months where we have got more than 100 members in this post-pandemic period. It's an average count, and with a very minimal figure of 10,000 annuals. So that's a very average we're talking. Yep.
All right, very helpful. And typically, what time does it take to put the entire structure and, get the outlet up and running? So what is the time period for somebody after he chooses a location? Because that's something which is the most critical aspect. But
Yes.
from choosing a location to putting the structure up and running, what time typically?
So when we started, we started the construction in the month of November. 1st November, you could say 1st November, we started with the digging and creating a grid on the ground. And on 15th of January, we were up and running. So you could say about 2.5, 3 months. And this is the maximum time. Obviously, civil works takes a lot of time. There's a lot of vendor issue, labor issue. Within 3.5 months, should do. Otherwise, if there is no problem at all and all the vendors are on time and all the payments are done on time, it should not take more than 1.5 months, 45 days to be very precise.
Okay.
Yeah. Once the land is acquired, all the legal aspects have been covered, we should look at 3 months maximum.
3 months. Yeah, 3 months we'll do it in a buffer way.
Right. And what typically would be the profile of your partner that you would look at? You want people with some kind of a similar backgrounds that you come from, or to explain the profile of people and how involved they would be in the day-to-day operations? You want to maybe talk a little bit on that?
Yeah. So
yeah.
Sorry?
So yeah, Rashmi, please go ahead.
Yeah, so we obviously we would prefer people who are from the fitness background, who have who are at least fitness enthusiasts. We would prefer, I'm saying, but obviously we need people who are very serious, who know who at least have an idea how the fitness industry works. We are not going to be very particular on who that person is, but yeah, they should be able to willingly work mutually. And when it comes to management, or to be very harsh, I would say interference, we would not want, because we are taking care of the management, all the reports will be given to them. They want a weekly report or a monthly report, totally depends on who the investor is. But we will, and everything will be very transparent. from our side. And so, do you want to add the legal part or something?
No, yeah, so transparency is there totally. Like you means the management aspect. It's a very operational thing that I don't want to mention. But when you say what kind of investors or what kind of partners we want to work with, the two things that we all we to believe is the enthusiasm of fitness as the patience to create a business or a bigger picture is what we're looking for. Like there are two types of investment that we see around. Is like a short term and a long term. We want a long term partner. That's all. Who believe in long terms.
Absolutely. And what happens after these 5 years? I believe the contract is for a period of 5 years. So, what are the renewal terms? Does he pay another set of franchise fees to extend the next contract period for
That is
whatever?
something we are working with the legal team. 5 years we have kept it as a minimal. So like we can work on that. It's a very individualistic thing. Like we can work on partner to partner level. But 5 years is the minimum that we have kept a cap. So
we want to be flexible on that part, as in we whether we want to charge a franchisee fee again to renew the agreement, or we want to work on the management fee plus royalty model.
yes.
It totally depends. But 5 years, yes, we would want to change the terms and agreement. It totally depends how we're doing the business and how it's going.
Yeah.
Great, very helpful. And maybe lastly, I would like to even maybe talk about the locations which is priority, and especially in Pune, which are the other locations you want to enter? Are there any spots which you have located and you feel there's already a demand coming and you can't cater? So do you want to maybe make a mention of that too?
Yes.
Yes. So Pune, yeah, Pune. I mean, I think we've spread the word in Pune, and people are kind of going crazy. I'm not even kidding. There's so much hype about fitness regimen in Pune, and because we've done so much marketing, ground level marketing here. Yes, Pune would be our first priority. And if you want to be specific, where in Pune, I would say Balewadi. It's about 10 to 12 kilometers from here, and that location is beautiful. There's a lot of unoccupied land, and a
And
lot of IT companies coming up there. There's a lot of residential settlement there, and it's a beautiful opportunity. And we don't have many gyms there.
and
Pune can,
given one more option. Sorry to interrupt you, Gaurav. Like Balevari as well as Kalyani Nagar area near to the airport. So that's one other area we're looking.
very good area. On is a very good area. On can be a very good. We has a university around it, and so
Yes.
there's a huge opportunity in that market.
Exactly.
But Pune can easily all expanded from all sides. Pune can easily have uh, 10 centers, and all centers can do extremely well.
Exactly. And it's very expanding in all aspects. Like it's east, west, north, south, everywhere it is expanding. It's not like expanding from one angle. So we can go to any end or something like that. That's not a
Especially with the metro coming up now. We're expecting the metro to be up by 2022, 2023. Yeah. We have a ring road coming around Pune, and Pune is just expanding, I feel, and getting lands on the outskirts, because that's like Hinjewadi. It's in Pune, but it's a different whole city altogether. And the different people, different backgrounds. It's a different city, and I think we're doing beautifully here in Hinjewadi.
It wonderful interacting with you, Rashmi and Saurabh. And before we close, I'll request maybe a message that you want to give to the audience, which is listening both live to you and who've come today to hear about your business model.
Yes, I'd like to say, first of all, thank you so much for listening to us. Secondly, I would like to really highlight why you should invest in fitness regimen. First of all, there are three aspects. One is the consumer aspect. I think the member to member or the personal connect that we are trying to create here, that is kind of gone because of technology. First of all, everything is technology based, and how many steps you've taken in a day, that also that is also told to you by an app. So we want to change that. We want to make it very organic and very raw. Is I mean, we are humans, we are social animals, and we are kind of going away from that. I mean, obviously, technology is important, but then to be true to yourself is another aspect of living. Secondly, from the industry point of view, we want people who come and join this industry by choice. And then again, from a business point of view, you will not get a model like this anywhere. The kind of the low running cost, the low setup cost, we're breaking even faster than any other industry. Sorry, gym. And ROI, the fastest ROI. I mean, we have calculations where we have, about 300% ROI in 5 years. So that is something you don't want to miss out on.
Yeah, to sum up the whole Rashmi said is like we have started a change, be a part of the change because
Absolutely, absolutely, and I second for what you mentioned, Rashmi and Saurabh, and also one of our partners in Delhi saying is if Delhi is also available. We talked about Pune, so is Delhi also available as a territory for you to look at?
yes, we are open to that.
Partners?
Yeah, we are open.
All right, great, great. Thank you so much, Rashmi and Saurabh, for coming in.
If you
So
want to pick the date between, say, 5th to 10th, which date would be comfortable for you where we can organize at your place? Because we want to really do it at your place. People can come and experience a discovery day where we can bring in investors to come and meet you. Ideally, anything between 8th, 9th, and 10th, if you can give, we can work on that.
Sure, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday sounds fine. 8th, 9th, and 10th of Feb. Sounds
Can 9th as a date, just if you're available.
So yeah, 8 can be good. Like I believe in the good Mondays. That gives a good week. So do it on 8. Gaurav, you're in mute if you're speaking.
8th is a date which we will do, and 8th we will organize a discovery day at your place where people
Perfect.
can come and experience. Either they can buy a franchise or become your members.
Okay, perfect. Makes sense. We'll be there. We'll be there for that. And it's very nice meeting you, Sonya and Gaurav. Like you guys gave a really good points and motivation. And the last and the most important thing we want, if possible, visit our place. We'll be privileged to have you.
Certainly. Look forward.
absolutely, I've been seeing a lot of pictures also, and a lot of articles which have come on the center that you are running, and
Yes.
that's quite inspiring. And I'm sure, we'll share all that with our prospective investors also. And once they come to the outlet, experience it, by themselves, I'm sure, they would be able to understand the entire culture and maybe the passion which you've put into build this.
And to be very frank, this is all in a couple of months. Like had it been a different year of 2020, you can extrapolate the whole thing. We have just put in a couple of months.
Yes.
So that's the whole thing. But 2021 will be the year. So let's see.
And I would
Absolutely.
like to thank Archana, Varun, and our consultant Indrajit for setting this whole thing up and approaching us with such positivity. They were great help.
Thank you so much, Saurabh. And what I'll request, Archana, if you can just take it over and we'll have a final closing remark.
Thank you so much, Saurabh. Thank you so much, Rashmi, for joining in today and inspiring all of us for having a fit body and fit mind. Thank you so much, Gaurav sir. Thank you so much, Sonia ma'am. Last but not the least, our dear participants who have joined us today to understand the entire concept of fitness regiment. Please do connect with us at our business hotline number, which is 97176838838. That's the number where we invite all your suggestion, feedback, and queries. Do connect with us. Join us at the different social handles. Information on your screen. You want to see all the previously done webinar, this particular brand's representation. Please visit us. Join us at the Facebook page of Franchiseindia Brands Limited. That's the site. You can also write and connect to management team of Franchiseindia, Gaurav sir and Sonia ma'am, at their respective LinkedIn IDs. Information on your screen. And please join us tomorrow for our franchise weekend series. Tomorrow, we are trying to bring you some of the big handpicked opportunities so that you can understand their financials as well as business model. Do registration today at the same business hotline number so that sharp tomorrow 12 p.m. you can join us. Thank you once again for joining in today. Have a great day ahead. Stay safe, stay fit. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.